All right. So, trying to catch up with stuff going on on Tube Dorks, and I need to respond to a video. I'm obligated. Tim, dude, you break my heart. You're working so hard. First of all, let me say this. Caveats. I always want to start these conversations with caveats. First, I love you. Second, you're incredibly faithful. Really. Third, this whole spirituality versus religion thing, it pushes my buttons. But let me say, I respect the hell out of you. We're supposed to wrestle. In my tradition, there are these great stories of people wrestling with God. Literally, Jacob wrestles with the angel of the Lord in the desert, and he gets renamed for it, holds him until dawn. Tell me your name. I mean, you wrestle with God. We're supposed to wrestle with God. God, in some of the ancient scriptures, the ancient Jewish scriptures says, come, let us argue it out. You want to talk about faith and religion and society? Let's argue, let's fight. Let's fight. I love that. Some neat and tidy religion thing is crap. That's crap. Religion is neither neat nor tidy, which is why I love it and why it's dangerous. That said, you're the man, so don't let anyone ever tell you differently. And you did the right thing by those kids, I think, by giving them, just let's talk about faith. Let's not talk about Jesus or Buddha or Zoroastrianism. Let's just talk about faith and what it is, and let them work that other stuff out, because some of that stuff, and we come from different cultures, and our school systems run differently, but some of that stuff is best for home because we live in a pluralized society. So do you say faith and you start talking about Jesus and the kid goes home and they're Muslim? Yeah, that goes well. Anyway, neither here nor there. Quickly, let me just say this about faith, religion, and spirituality. Faith is, as you discovered or talked about, can apply to anything. I have faith in my wife and her love in me and for me, and all that. The desire to separate spirituality and religion pushes my buttons, and let me just tell you why. And I say this with all due respect, because I get why people want to jettison religion. I really do. Don't tell Crumbine I said that, because, I just like pissing him off. But I get why people want to jettison it. But to get rid of religions is sort of like getting rid of the scientific method. Someone's already done the work of discovering gravity, figuring out roughly how it works. Some guy named Copernicus did some cool things, and Newton did some cool things, and Einstein was pretty smart. So we stand on the shoulders of giants. We just do. Religion is no different. Buddha figured some stuff out, and the people who've been practicing Buddhists for millennia know some things. There's a tradition there. And so religions, which are those traditions, are the technology on which we build our spiritual lives. They're technology. Think of it like that. It's a language. It's a way to communicate spirituality. That's what religion is. Like any other technology, it can be used badly. It can be used to hurt people. The thing that I think most of us do, myself included, is for a while you're introduced to religion and spirituality as a single unit, because I think they are, right? They are so closely related. One is a way to communicate the other, right? So we communicate spirituality through religion, and they are so intertwined they are inseparable, almost. Then we do this thing. We run into this crisis of faith, to use that word, where we're not sure if the religion actually does the thing that it's supposed to do. And so we separate religion and spirituality. Now, in our present situation, in Western culture, in our postmodern culture, however we want to define that, we forget sometimes to put the two back together in our crises moments. We separate spirituality and religion, and we end up with these two horrible results. On one end, you end up with the cult of the individual. We're all sort of making our own way, and I can respect that to some degree. I get what people are after with that. I truly do. But I struggle with it because you can, when it's unhealthy. Of course, I'm speaking of no one on Tube Dorks because we are all bastions of health. But when we get unhealthy, we end up worshiping ourselves, our own ego, right? And that's a mistake. I hope we can agree that worshiping our own ego is not always a good idea. But the flip side is fundamentalism. That's when you just worship the religion. And that's no good either. That doesn't work. But we do that. We have alternatives. We either worship ourselves or we worship religion. That seems to be the two moves that our culture makes nowadays, and it drives me to distraction, which is why I want to say you can't separate religion and spirituality, or it's an unwise thing to do. We can do it. We've done it. We do it all the time, but it's worrisome to me. Anyway, that's my rant. So Tim, you are the man. I'm going to post this, and I'm going to put it as a reply to the Tube Dorks video because I admire your courage and your faith, truly. You're a smart guy, and you are brave, and you care so much, and it thrills me. And I'm glad, I guess on some level, I'm glad that I came to this conversation late because the conversation was awesome. In the comments with Maddie, dude, you're the poo, really. Let's talk. So there you go. That's what I got. I decided to post this in the sanctuary because I'm at work, and it's obnoxious. With the weight of my religion surrounding me. Yeah, right. That's my response. I'll see you guys later.